Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to do a stone bridge. I've actually done a very similar thing a long time ago. Nobody ever watches it, and I don't like it anyway. So this is going to be my replacement. I'm going to redo it. Try to make it look better. We're going to start with some pink. I have pink left over. I just did a mountain painting a while ago. I've been painting like a wild man today. A lot of the sky, I think I'm going to have a tree or two back here. This is a 16 by 20 canvas. So you may not, you might see some of the sky. You won't see all of it, but that's okay. I'm placing this in with the 1-inch brush because I like to place my colors in with a 1-inch brush. Then I'll take a 2-inch brush and mix it up. Let's take some phthalo blue. I've been painting all day, so, well, not all day, probably 4 or 5, maybe 4 hours. Feels like all day. I'm just kidding you. I enjoy painting. It does get tiring, I gotta admit, when you're standing for 4 or 5 hours in one spot, but that's okay, because that's part of it. And I'll just bring this on down here. That's probably okay. That's probably okay. I'm gonna have some water here, and I wished I'd see. I want to wipe this brush off. I want to put some pink down in here in this water. I got a little bit left. So let's take us a clean 2-inch brush. I think this is clean. It's not one of my real nice ones. Let me look at this other one. They get a little stiff on you, and I like them to be fluffy. I like my brushes, but when you use them a lot, they ain't fluffy anymore. Fluffiness is gone. I'm going to start here in the middle, and we're going to do crisscross strokes. Yeah, I had some of this pink left, and I thought, man, instead of wasting it, let's use it. Tell you what, before I do that, I'm talking too much, let me get a little Prussian blue. Let's darken this up right here in the corner. I like it dark. I actually just forgot that. That's something. I get to talking and forget what I'm doing sometimes. Yeah, I like it a little darker right there. Okay, that should probably be good. Now let's do this again. Crisscross strokes. Stay out of the dark blue for as long as you possibly can. I'm just going around the inside edges if you can't tell, because I'm trying to stay out of the real dark stuff. And I'll come over here. See, it's mainly super dark at the top, mainly. Once you get your brush in it, you have to stay up. You can't bring it back down. You won't have any pink left if you do that. Now I'm up in it. Now I've got to stay up here. It don't look too bad. I really like this combination here that I use. I'll probably use it too much. I don't know. Uh-oh, big hair. But I really like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to throw some color down real quick. Okay, let's just take some color. I'm just going to throw some color in. That's really all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to mix it all up like I always do. Here's yellow ochre. Got some yellow ochre. Some burnt sienna. These are going to be big stone blocks. That's what this is going to be. Burnt sienna. Brown. raw, which is burnt umber. More ochre. Yeah, we're just going to mix this up. This is just our base coat. We've got lots of colors to put on this. These stones are typically take a lot of work. They look nice though if you can do them right. If you want a nice looking painting, this is painting stones will look nice if you get it done right. Okay, go across the top here a little bit. I'm probably going to have to brush this top in or I'm going to get it up in my sky too far. I don't want to do that. So I'll just I'll just brush this top area in here. It don't have to be perfectly straight. This is a stone bridge. It's an older one. So if it has a little wiggle, good. If it's not straight, that's even better. Okay, let me get another brush. This one probably had some blue on it. It don't matter. I mean, this is just a base color. It makes no difference. See, it's got blue in it. That's okay. We don't care. We're just going to mix it up. Yeah, we'll just keep using this. I was going to switch brushes. It's a little too dark, but that's all right. These stones won't wind up being this color anyway. They'll be something else. All my brushes are dirty, in case you was wondering. Where I've been painting all day. Or half the day. That happens. I'm just going to go around this edge here. Down into here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put some color down here, some back here, and some in my water. I'm going to do it just like that. I'm just going to mix colors up and I will be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and let's put some grass in while I'm figuring out what I'm going to do here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make this. I was thinking about making some of this dirt, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do the grass thing. I'm going to start with cad yellow light, of course. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this first because I'm going to put in a tree or two, I believe. You know, in reality, I should do the stone first, then the grass, but I've got a tree going here and I just don't know where to put it yet. So I'm going to do this while I'm thinking about it. Get confused sometimes. It's part of painting, confusion. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the grass. I'm just going to throw some in. Sometimes it helps when you put stuff in like the grass. Now then you can stand back and look at it and think, oh yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put a tree here, a tree there, and sometimes it helps just to have something down, some more stuff down here. Oh, we got a little tiny dab of ochre left. I thought I had more, but that's okay. This is green and ochre mixed together. Looks like a muddy mess, don't it? Okay, let's just use some green then. I still got ochre on my brush anyway. Actually, green and yellow ochre looks like mud on my canvas for some reason. Let's take some Prussian blue and green. Now we're getting some dark colors going. said, I'm going to have a tree up in here, so this is going to cover a lot of this stuff, which is good because my brush is nasty. I can tell. I just did a paint, just finished one up, and I used this same brush. I just hate getting a new brush. I mean, I use different brushes too much, and sometimes you need to. I mean, like this one here, it's not the best brush at this moment, but it's okay for what we're doing right now. Okay, and that don't look, see, I'm looking at that now thinking, nah, that don't look too bad. That helps give me ideas. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a big tree right there real quick. At least that is my plan. I'm going to use this big #4 round brush. I think I'm going to put one right there. I'm just going to use a mixture of burnt umber and raw umber because I have it on my palette and I want to use it. Oh, let's see. Let's start. This can be a big tree, it's okay. It's gonna be big now, ain't it? Oh, we'll make this a branch. Just come on up, we'll make it curl back a little bit. It's a pretty good sized tree. And this is all wet down here, so I'm just gonna stay out of that. I might have a smaller version of a tree right there, but I think this will work for this. See, I want to put this tree in before I put my stone on, simply because there's no point in putting stone behind the tree. You can't see it, right? So I'll just keep doing this. I'm going to fill this tree in. And then I'll bring you back. All right, let me show you what I'm doing here. I threw a tree in here real quick. I may have a small one over here, I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some stones. This is a stone bridge. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some stones in there. Some of you have seen me do this before, a lot of you haven't. I'm just randomly taking my flat brush. This is a flat brush. And I'm just randomly throwing things in. I'm using different colors. I'm using brown, white, yellow ochre. Here's some burnt sienna. You know, it don't have to be pretty. This is because this takes several times. We're going to try to make these, you know, three-dimensional as we possibly can. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just running around. You know, if you can make these blocks different sizes, that's even better. You want them kind of staggered, some big, some small. As I said, it's a stone bridge, and you know, it's pretty old. That's what we're going to say. This stuff here takes a little time. These kind of paintings where you have stone, because I've got to go over it at least one more time. After I put these on, at least one more time. Each and every stone. So it takes a little time. But that's just how it goes. We just try to make things look as good as we can. And it takes time sometimes. We don't care. As long as it turns out good, that's all we care about. But you don't want to make these real small. This is probably as small as you want to make them, because you have to go over each and every stone. If you make them too small, man, you'll be here forever. I've done it, trust me. That's why I don't make them real small anymore, unless I just can't help it, unless it's just something that has to be done. But I try not to make them real small. See, we're just staggering them in, using different colors. One there. Just throwing them in randomly. I'm going to keep doing this till I get this filled in, and then I'll bring you back. All right, let me show you what am I doing here. I went ahead and I've done a few of these. These are finished. These are not. These are not flat. These are flat. This is what we want right here. What I got here is I got a mix of white, burnt umber, and yellow ochre. And this is for our lighter color. We're going to say today that the light is coming from this direction, down this way. Wherever the light is, there's got to be a source of light somewhere. So there's going to be a dark area and a light area regardless. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you how I do these. Some of you have seen these before. In the top and the right side and the right area, I got the camera zoomed in as much as I can. We're going to put this lighter color down the right side across the top, about half the block. We're just going over these blocks that we made earlier, which was yesterday. I've let them sit and dry. And it's really important you do that. You let them sit and dry because, at least for one day. Because I've done it without letting them dry, and man, it's just a struggle. It's just best, and sometimes I do it because I'm impatient, but I'm going to do about 6 or 7 of these for you and show you. Just in the top upper right, across the top, down the right side. Because the sun, we're going to say the light's coming from this way, and that's why we're doing it like this. If the sun was coming down this way, we would do just the opposite. It'd be the upper left area that gets most of the light. Let me do 1 or 2 more here. I'm using 3 different brushes, and I'll show you here in a minute. Here's a stone that needs some. 1 more. And then I'll start putting some dark on it. Every one of these stones, this kind of painting takes a little while. We're going to use a dark color now. Raw umber. And in the bottom left, we're going to darken it. The left side across the bottom in the left area. Just the opposite of what we just did with the lighter color. It don't have to be perfect. These are old stones. Let's get a little bit more. You don't have to pack it on, that's for sure, because you're going to have to blend it here in a minute. Bring that down across. Okay, I've done 5 or 6 of them there, however many that is. Now we're going to take a clean brush. This is a number 1. This is a clean brush. I'm going to barely touch it, and I'm going to blend this together. It makes a difference. I'm just barely going to touch it. We're just going to blend. And keep it clean. It softens it, and that's what I'm aiming for. I just want it softer than what it is. Just soften it up. Very lightly touching. And that's pretty much how you do it. I mean, that's 3 different brushes, a clean brush for blending, softening, and then a brush with some lighter color, a brush with darker color. And I'm going to keep doing this because this takes a while. 1 stone at a time. And I'll be back. All right, I've been working here a little bit. I finished this up. I'm putting some leaves in right here. I have Prussian blue, green, and some black as my dark colors. I'm just taking this is cad yellow light I'm using right now. I'm not going to highlight these as bright as I typically do. but it, you know, you need some good yellow in it. So that looks pretty good right there. I would normally make these real bright on the edges, but I'm just not going to today. I just don't think it needs it. I'm just periodically, just sporadically throwing some yellow in here. Just here and there. Gives it an additional color, a different value, so to speak. You know, this, like I said, these are not going to be real bright. I got a paper towel that I'm wiping this off. I'm still thinking I might put another tree, not a big one, but a smaller one. Smaller tree over here, some bushes, and I'm definitely going to put some rocks in here for sure. And I think I might go ahead and start working on some rocks. I'm going to use this big brush that I have that I just used. Let's go ahead. I've got some burnt umber, which is brown. Let's put some rocks in. I think there needs to be one right here. I can already see that. For some reason it stuck out to me. Just some burnt umber. You can use raw umber too. These are kind of just flat rocks. That's what I have in my mind, just flat rocks. Oh, maybe one right here. Flat or round. Because it's near water, and typically rocks are round because of erosion. Let's put another one right here. I don't know if I really want one over here now. I think 3 right there might be okay. Let me get me a 1-inch brush. I think I'm going to put some bushes right here. This is wet. I just put that on there, as you guys seen a while ago, the stone. I don't know how well it'll stick, but so far it's okay. Maybe one more right here. Yeah, I think that might be okay. I might use cerulean blue on this. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and throw some highlight on these rocks real quick. Let's take some yellow ochre. I got my palette sitting down again. And I know it gets in your way. I don't mean it to. This is yellow ochre and burnt sienna. I'm just whipping that in there real quick. I'm going to use the same, to highlight these rocks, I'm going to use the same stuff I got that I put on this stuff for highlights, which is the brown, white, and yellow ochre mix. I'm going to see how that looks, which is what I got right here. Of course, I'll have to work on these rocks more, but at least we got started on them. Just keep wiping your brush off. Just don't look too bad. Alright, I've been working here some more. I put some rocks here, put the blue cerulean blue right here. I think I need one more tree right here. I really don't want to, kind of, but because I don't want the painting to be overcrowded. But I just feel like I need something there. It don't have to be a big tree, it just needs to be something. And I'm just debating. I might make it a little crooked. A little late now, isn't it? And I think I'm gonna bring it to right here. It doesn't have to be a big tree. I don't have to be a big leafy tree. I just need something. I just feel like it needs something. And remember, these stones are wet. We just put these in. So, having said that, it might give us a little bit of a problem. Hopefully not much. We painted wet over wet stuff all the time, so yeah, I don't want it real big, I don't think. Maybe just a little wider than what I have it right here. Maybe just a few branches here and there, and that's probably it. I'm thinking. I might need to get a smaller brush. I got a smaller brush. This is raw umber that I'm making this with. I think we probably need a tree right here. I mean a limb. It can be crooked. We'll come back and mess with them here in a second. This can be crooked. It's real crooked, isn't it? And I'm probably going to take my liner brush when all this is said and done, and I'm probably going to put some little branches here and there. Little small ones. And maybe make this just a little taller. As long as I don't mess something up. I mean, this tree can be a dead tree. That's fine. That may be what it winds up being. You know, you just got to change with your painting, man. If you see something you probably need, just go ahead and do it. There's no point not doing it. But we're running over wet paint here, and it's not that bad. You just kind of gotta work with it a little bit. Yeah, we might leave this a dead tree. I'm thinking about it. Thinking about making it a dead tree. But anyways, this is what I'm doing. This is probably one of the last things we're going to do. I'm just going to highlight this tree, and I'm thinking that might be it. All right, that's what I'm going to do. See you in a minute. Well, folks, that looks like a wrap. I like it. I think it turned out pretty good. Hey, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. Thanks for watching.